Welcome to the Crypt of Wax. Today we are talking Hypomanic Daydream album, The Yearning. Mike, you found this somehow. How did you find this? Because this is quite an out there record.
I've just found this on just a list of upcoming albums that were coming out and checked it out. I think it was just one song that was already out on it, and I thought this is very interesting, and maybe we should talk about it.
Yes, it is very interesting. I'm just going to go. All right, listen, Mike. Try and describe this album in 5 words.
Five,
Yeah,
um, avant-garde.
that's one. We'll count that as one.
Is that one?
We'll
Avant-garde,
count that as one.
um, synth, death metal, weirdery.
Nice. Nice. I mean, pretty spot on. I had avant-garde video game. Mine was a lot more than five. Genre fluid proggy death metal. It's
Well, look, when you get more than five, you can describe it a little bit better than that.
well, mine were hyphenated. Avant-garde
I mean, you just put a hyphen
video
between all, just
game.
one word.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this album was
That's why you let me have avant-garde.
yeah, as one. Yeah, otherwise I've got about 30 words there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even that's
Um,
not enough, is it? Even that's not enough. This album, when you were like, "Listen, let's do this. It's interesting." I was like, "Okay, if Mike says this is interesting, there's got to be something about it because you
I
don't
don't even
kind
think I
of."
said it. Did I say it was interesting? I think I said it was fucking mental.
I think those were your words. Yeah, to be perfectly honest. But in in the best way, listen, what we do here is we don't really talk about these records off air. Mike just will bring an album to me, or I'll bring an album to Mike and say, listen, let's do this for the show, and then that's that, and then we don't talk about it. The only kind of giveaway Mike said was, this is mental, let's do it. Mike, straight off the bat, what did you think of this album?
Oh, it. It was insane.
Yeah,
And it was original. I haven't really heard anything quite like this, really.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and the more I kind of looked into it and read about it, the more impressed I was. Like when you find out it was it's a solo project.
yeah. Insane that it's a solo project.
It's and I mean we cover a lot of solo project artists. A lot of mostly kind of black metal,
Yeah,
really. This it's what's really impressive about this is this sounds like a band. Like
yeah,
it sounds like a band of very talented musicians
yeah.
really going for it, trying to create this kind of avant-garde prog kind of is there a lot of death metal in this? I didn't.
There's there's elements of it, yeah. Not, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not loaded with death metal, but it's
yeah,
avant-garde death metal for sure. It's like
yeah,
in there. I mean, on the Bandcamp there was one of the influences was like 90s RPG battle themes,
yeah,
and
great.
I was like, holy shit, you can really hear that, man,
Yeah, Final
throughout. And
Fantasy 7.
like, what a fucking influence to put into
Yeah,
this thing. I mean, like you said, I've never heard anything like this, especially all in one package, man. It goes on an absolute roller coaster. It's unhinged, but in a very concise and well put together. It's like organized chaos, isn't it? Almost.
well, the attention to detail in some of the play. I mean, the playing as well is just so tight. Like it is
Yeah.
I mean, the drums as well. We did actually talk about this a little bit, didn't we? Because you said some. I asked you if you thought the drums were real, and you thought they were,
Yeah.
which we then later found out they weren't. But I thought that was really testament to the programming of them, that they
Yeah.
were made to sound like a drummer was playing it, and or at least in this case, it sounded like it was programmed by someone who really does understand drums and how to put them together. How to write drums.
I'm surprised that they're not real drums, that they're programmed drums. I still don't believe it. I think that they're
No,
real.
they are. No, I'm certain they are. I heard a bit of an interview with her. Wait, what's her name? Well, what's her kind of performance name? Maria? Maria?
Manic Dream Girl.
Manic Dream Girl. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. What do you
And she does everything, right? The words, music, visual art, and mixing. But then apparently there's support staff where there was guitar reamping and mastering, and then there was drum rendering. So I guess someone else came on to sort of help realize get that all together. Um, and then there was a bass clarinet solo on track 7 and 8, which I guess we'll talk to when we get to there. But I mean, of
Oh, what, she
course,
didn't do that, did she?
no, no. She got someone in to do those, but of course, there's a bass clarinet solo in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why wouldn't there be? So I mean, we haven't really even kind of tucked into any of the songs yet. They, like I said at the start, genre fluid. Like it literally just goes like track one starts off with this like synthy, weird melody, vocal like vocoder, weird
Mm.
harmonies. Then it kind of goes into like RPG battle music type thing. Then I mean, we haven't even touched on the vocals, Mike. The vocals are the most.
Well, the vocals are a real kind of workout in different sort of styles. She's jumping between a few different things, right? And they're
Yeah.
almost quite different from one another. There's the sort of a it's like a blackened sort of slight kind of screech sort of for
Yep.
the aggressive vocal. Then you've got the more almost sung spoken kind of parts, and then you've got this like
Yep. Here it is.
wail that's like kind of it's almost like parody of like a Bruce Dickinson
I've
kind of
I,
operatic thing.
King Diamond on acid.
Well, that's yeah, King Diamond as well. Yeah, 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 yeah,
But it's the placement and the not structure, the kind of phrasings, and it's just she hits you with those when you're just not even expecting it. And
I
I
know.
I laughed a lot when I listened to this album on
Yeah,
first listen. Like it made me laugh, but in a great way. It was like
yeah.
there was something that just made me want to keep listening to it because you're just like, where the hell is this going to go next?
Well, I found those vocals were almost like equal parts jarring as they were endearing.
Yeah, yeah. You're not a fan of those vocals at the best of times, though, are you?
No, but this felt I'm not going to say comedic because that's not fair or true, but they were so extreme
Yeah,
in the delivery of it that it was kind of I admired them, you know, because it felt almost like anti music adding those in there because so many
yes.
people were like would not want to hear that.
So true. And some of the melodies, especially in track one, the, the vocal melodies, there was like a main hook, but then there was an undercurrent melody that was so discordant,
Yeah,
and it was so you listen to it, you're like, that sounds so off, but in the context of everything,
it
it it
worked.
it
Yeah,
made so much sense.
yeah, yeah,
It was so bizarre. Track two was probably my favorite song, "The Yearning." It had like kind of it was very technical, very proggy. There was a lot of like prog metal in this as well. Then you had a like like the end section had this really cool like complex synth lead line that sort of went over the top of it. It was just a wild ride. I mean,
yeah.
this review we're sort of jumping all over the place, but when you hear the album,
It's quite apt, isn't it, for the album?
yeah, it's hard to not. Um, there was also songs like track five. It was almost like it was called Daydreamer. It was like a pop intro, right? It went a little bit 80s with its melody. Reminded me of like Of Montreal as well, like that kind of weird camp, just hyper pop sound. Then
Yeah,
it went into this like techie Nintendo core, almost like Enter Shikari type
you know, Horse the
flavor.
band.
Horse the band, yeah, man. Then they just went full send with the keys. The end section was like crazy, albeit short lived, and I just kind of wanted to hear more of it. Then later in the album, you had like a spoken word song. You had like this kind of discordant, nutty jazz avant garde stuff going on in the background with like a spoken word going on top, and then at the end of that song, you had like a bass clarinet. Um, and then the last song again. I mean, I don't really know how to talk about these songs because there's so much packed into it. You can't just be like, oh, the moment at 1 minute was fantastic. It was like the whole thing is just bananas, but in
Well,
in a great way.
you skipped over one that I really wanted to talk about as well. I loved Tailspin of the Atmos Rider, which was the
Yes,
one that starts with that kind of synthy auto-tuned intro.
that was the
Um,
single, wasn't it? Or that was the song that we heard initially, I
I
believe.
think it
That
was, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And it had that. I loved the synth bit at the beginning, and I wanted more of it. I actually just wanted to hear a lot
yeah,
more of that. It actually reminded me musically a little bit of Frank Zappa.
yeah,
In that part. And what she did was she had this really cool section at the beginning, and then it went off a little bit. Then it brought that section back in, but on guitar that time, but
yeah,
doing the synth riff from the beginning, and I thought that was really cool. Um, Also, another highlight thing actually was the last song that a great title as well, "End Shitification." Um,
yeah,
that that I love the riff in that. That was quite Zappa-esque. Also, it had this sort of like prog, really creeping sort of prog riff um, for the beginning. I mean, like, as you said, John, it's a wild ride. This album,
yeah. Wild Ride. It reminded there was almost like some early noughties mathcore element to it as
yeah,
well.
absolutely, yeah, 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 yeah,
Um, uh, a friend of mine sort of said like Aconite Thrill and Sick that like I could sort of hear those in there as well,
yeah. I could
especially
hear those too. I don't know how much influence they would have genuinely had, but it did
yeah,
capture that sort of time. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, d- what what a musical talent, man. There was so much on display here that
incredible.
it was actually quite mind blowing. Did you have a favorite song?
Maybe track three, that Tale of the Atmos
Yeah, Atmos Rider.
Atmos Rider, but
I think mine was the Yearning, but I mean the whole thing was just crazy. I think like if this is not going to be for everyone, but if you like extreme music and you like weird music, like this is going to be so far up your street.
I also think though, like, just give it a quick blast because if you just want to hear something quite that's unique and mental, basically. Like
Yeah,
if you want to hear something that you've never really
heard before.
heard it before, and also just to listen to the talent of one person doing all of this, because it's insane. Like
Yeah,
it's someone operating at such a high level musically in what they're doing, and not just in kind of performance, but the way they're putting all these parts together and making the
yeah, that's
instrumentational work with one another is really on a crazy level.
yeah, it's wild. It's actually wild. Like I think you summed it up quite nicely there, man. Just checking it out for the sake of hearing like musicianship on another level is yeah for
And
sure.
sorry, and also if we're talking about talent, like, did she paint that artwork?
Yeah, every like all of it apparently is
I mean,
from her.
that in itself's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, words, music, visual art, and mixing.
Yeah,
Crazy.
because the artwork is perfect for this record as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of Yautja.
Yeah, it does. It's better. This is better than the Ouch one, though. I think.
Like what a release, man. I think this is definitely yeah. Check this one out because it's crazy. Let us know in the comments what you think of it if you liked it or if you just couldn't stand it. But yeah, I think it's going to be definitely divisive in a weird way. But yeah, if you like what we had to say, we put out videos. No, gosh, if you like what you heard today, give it a like and subscribe. We put out videos every Wednesday and Friday. Yes, we'll catch you in the next one.
Well done.
Thanks.
Very.